Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever and wherever you're watching us. Welcome to another episode of Conical Supremacy. Man, do we got a good show today, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm really happy that everybody showed up today, and let's just kick it off with a little tuba quartet madness. What do you say, Doug?
Have at it, gentlemen.
I mean, how cool is that, right?
It sounds great.
It's just so cool. That was Lenny Newhouse.
Lenny Newhouse, Keystone Chops, a staple of the tuba quartet literature. We used to play that all the time in the USC master class. In fact, Mr. Johnson brought Lenny Newhouse to the class once. I remember. and we played for him.
That's he just writes such great stuff, and what a great thing to have up. So as some of you out there may have thought, we were going to do the brass quintet show this week, but due to scheduling issues and stuff like that, we decided that the tuba quartet thing would be kind of cool. And the really nice thing is we're going to go tuba ensemble later on.
Yes, we are.
Which is very cool, featuring our very good friend Scott Sutherland's charts on a couple of things. And man, I'm looking forward to that as well. But first, let's get to what we normally do. How was your week?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
You were busy.
I was busy.
I mean, you were like working like you had a couple of sessions this week.
I did.
And the Philharmonic.
And I did. Yes.
And the Philharmonic is kind of what I was. I mean, the sessions. I mean, you want to talk about that at all, or can you?
I can. We did the next version of Ice Age, and that was fun. And then we had another episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, and that's always a blast.
Yeah, I love that show. And thank you, Tech Sergeant Quinn, for turning me on to that. Really appreciate it. Fun. And the music for that is just, I was talking to Phil about that because he was on it too.
Yes, he was.
And you guys are just having a gas back there.
Well, Chris Westlake just writes the most cool, epic brass chords, and we get all of Sony to ourselves. It's just like 12, 15 brass players in there. It just sounds glorious.
I know. That room is just awesome.
It's magic.
I love being
yeah.
there. But the cool thing was you were doing the Philharmonic, and it was the Tchaikovsky thing, so Capriccio Espagnol, the usual guys.
Romeo
but,
yeah, right.
Yeah, but you finished the night up with
1812.
With 1812. So, Quinn, can we pull that up right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we pull this up, everybody's seeing this right now. So this is the only time you're ever going to see my very good friend Doug Tournquist with a sousaphone on.
Well, let's not say never. But
well, no one never say never, baby.
But Errol was kind enough to. No, India loaned me hers last night. They were playing in the band, and we wanted to get a picture, and so we went down into the tunnel, and the band director took a photo, and I actually wanted to wear that sousaphone because I am a Trojan. Let's face it.
Well, no, I mean, how long have you been teaching there now?
Well, that's the topic for another.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. So, that was what I was going to say. So, with our tuba quartet thing right now, let's go ahead and kind of talk about this next piece that we're very lucky. Doug is, as we've talked before on the show, not only is he the Fred Sanford of horns, but he's also the Fred Sanford of music. And you have just about everything at home. And these are out of your personal library, these charts. And the next one we're going to play is what, if you don't mind setting it up for us? Yeah,
this piece is called, eponymously, Quartet for Tubas, because it is a quartet for 4 tubas. Now, I've always liked this piece. It was introduced to me by Jim Self when I was a student, and I know some of the others of us who were at USC played it while we were there. I might have played this when I was an undergrad, which was a very long time ago. And the composer's named Frank Lynn Payne, and he was a professor at the University of Oklahoma, I believe. The piece was written in 1969, and it was submitted in a composition competition by our friend Connie Weldon.
Oh, really?
The University of Miami and the Miami Tuba Society sponsored a competition. Connie Weldon was the sponsor of that, and this piece was awarded first prize. It's 3 movements. We're just going to play the second movement.
Yeah, and when we were rehearsing it, it's cool, man. I mean, it's a really, really cool thing and beautiful too.
Well, and it's written for 4 tubas. The first piece was actually written for 2 baritones and 2 tubas, but Scott Sutherland was kind enough to play the second baritone part because he's got great high chops.
Yes, he does.
This piece was written for 4 tubas, probably 4, certainly 2 F tubas and 2 C tubas. But for 1969, not everyone had an F tuba.
No, they didn't actually. No, that's I'm glad you brought that up. So, let's go ahead
and do it.
Let's get a little taste of this for everybody out here. And what was I going to say? We're going to talk to the guys after this tune a little bit and find out what's going on with everybody. But please enjoy I guess we're going to be calling it the Conical Supremacy Tuba Quartet. Here we go. So we had a question. Do you happen to know who was in the quartet that first premiered the piece?
Boy, I don't have a clue. That's a good question.
One of our super fans out there.
1969, Miami. Who even knows?
Could have been just about anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe Toby, maybe this, maybe that, right?
Maybe, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Well, hey, do you mind if we talk to some of these guys
Let's
first?
do.
Let's do that. So over here, the really cool thing that we got going on with this show this week, and which I'm kind of blown away about, is that everybody that showed up today to play has been on the show before.
That is great. Repeats. Okay.
You know, and we got Errol over here, Errol Rhoden, and he's one of Doug's students, and you're going to be a senior this year, right, Errol?
Yep, I'm gonna be a senior.
And at USC, right? And we were talking before the show started, and the cool thing is you got a bunch of stuff coming up on September, right?
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that a little bit, bro?
Yeah. So I play tuba in the American Youth Symphony, and we just got the okay that we're gonna be back full orchestra this upcoming season. So one of the cool concerts that we're doing is The Wizard of Oz with David Newman conducting at the end of September. So that's gonna be a fun time.
Now, David is a wonderful conductor.
He's the best.
And just, oh yeah, can you stand up, man? You don't mind? Okay. And what else is going on then, man? So you're going to be working in the studio and everything else, because we had you on as not only a student, but you were also on when we had John Sass on. And have you been keeping in touch with Mr. Sass?
Yeah. Mr. Sass, he's a cool guy. Cool, fun time. It's a fun episode. Yeah.
But you've been keeping in touch with him, man.
Yeah,
Good.
We talked a little bit. He's sent me over some of the stuff, and I told him about his albums. Like, he's a cool cat.
Cool. Well, good, man. So once again, Mr. Errol Rhoden, and he's the up and coming guy that's going to be after all our jobs. Let me tell you. Thanks for being here, bro. So, Doug, you want to hit Kyle up here?
I do. So we're blessed today with the one, the only, Kyle Richter. Kyle, when did I remember when I met you. When was that?
I would have met you for the first time at Tuba Christmas 2014. Yeah, at the Forest Line Tuba Christmas. I sat right next to you.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Somewhere in the dim mists of time. I'm remembering that. And then you did at least one degree at USC, right?
Yeah, so that was at the very beginning of my master's at SC. Yes, I did my undergrad at Long Beach State and then 2 years master's at SC.
And what's this beautiful tuba you're playing?
Oh, this is a little lesser known model, the Hirschbrenner HB2P C tuba.
I've heard of those.
Yeah. Can't say sitting next to you wasn't a large factor in convincing me to go seek one out.
Those horns are pretty special. I mean, I can tell you why I bought mine. Why? I mean,
You just want to show it off, you know?
it's so clean.
Well, it's not as old as yours.
Okay.
What's that supposed to be?
So, how do you spend your time now, Kyle?
So I work full-time at Disneyland playing sousaphone in the Disneyland band, as well as tuba and a couple of the other bands in the parks. But yeah, as of July 18th, I think, is when we first opened after a few weeks of rehearsals, and we've just been trudging along since.
Good for you. It's good to get out and play again. Have the audiences been good?
Oh yeah, people are so stoked to see us. It's been probably the most high energy, consistent days in the park for the 6 years I've been working there.
And you also play with the Southern California Brass Consortium.
I sure do. Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of videos over the course of the pandemic, and I think this one that John has queued up is our last one. So we decided to do the Olympic Fanfare.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? So we decided to do the Olympic Fanfare. We came out with it about 3 weeks ago, I think, a little bit before the Olympics started. And then aside from that, we are finally getting able to get back together again. So on September 12th in Long Beach at the Los Altos United Methodist Church, 4 p.m., we're going to have our first concert.
Those concerts are great. I plan to be there. Super high energy, great playing. Hector does a great job leading you. Lee does a great job holding it together, and the players are just the best, So that'll be great. Well, shall we look at that video?
Well, let's talk to Dave first,
Okay.
if you don't mind. So, hey, Dave. So, holding down our other C tuba spot today. I'm gonna be helping out later on when we kind of up things. But we got Mr. David Holben, and thanks a lot for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And for those of you who've seen the show before, one of our best ones was David was on with us with Scott Sutherland, and we were all talking about teaching at the university level and what's going on. But you've still got the tuba coffee hang thing going on. You've got, and then what I wanted to ask you was why and where did it come from? Solo of the month. So those of you who don't know, you need to check this out. So do you mind kind of telling us a little bit about
Sure.
that, man?
So solo of the month, I guess if you want to call it a club, solo of the month club, just a Facebook group that I created. It's sort of modeled after a flute group with the same concept, where we introduce a solo for that month, and we have recording goals each week, and we record a movement of a concerto or a movement of like the Persichetti Serenade or something, and then we talk to each other not through words or texts and comments and things like that, but more through playing for each other, which we really haven't had a lot of master classes recently. So this is sort of the impetus behind that, and it's really great. There's a lot. I think it's 190 people joined and sharing some stuff.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I've kind of checked out. There was, I think you guys did what did you guys do the Paderewski, or was it the Persichetti? The Persichetti was down there, but I think one of the criteria that really blew my mind that you threw out and everybody wanted to do it is you got to do it on your phone, or without any. Yeah, the here and now with no assistance. Which I think is really awesome, man, because put it on the line, throw it out there, and if it's great, cool. If it's not, then get ready to hear some stuff, right, man? So kudos to you for that, Dave, and both you and Drew. Kyle. Thanks a lot for being here today, guys, and the C-Tube sounds great. And Doug brought up just a minute ago about Kyle and the so-called brass consortium. Hey, Quinn, can we bring that up? I was really blown. I saw this post, and Drew Nimner. That's why I thought Drew, because I was thinking ahead. Drew Nimner is just tearing it up as an arranger, man. He's like can do no wrong for brass writing right now, and I think all of you really need to check this out. So we're going to throw up the Olympic Fanfare by the SoCal Brass Consortium. Please enjoy. So, Doug, that was the Frankenpole, correct?
Yeah, Arthur Frankenpole is called the A Little for Tuba Music. And reaching back into my memory banks, I think this was originally written for 8 tubas and it was called A Little Tuba Music.
Uh-huh.
And it was cut down to 4 parts. And I don't know what happened to the 8 tuba version. Maybe somebody out there in Tuba Land has it. But this was on my shelf. Honestly, I haven't played this piece in over 35 years. Again,
Well, Frankenpole knew the instrument, so that's a really great thing. And the solo that he wrote, way back when, that's something that I actually played as a kid, and that probably all of us did, as a kid. But
Right.
I just love the way he treats the instrument. It's always kind of cool. And this is the second movement, correct? It's the waltz.
That's the waltz. Yeah, there are 4 movements to the piece. Yeah.
And it's just, I really got to thank you for picking these different tuba quartets today, because I think we've gotten a really good taste of what the difference in style is, the difference of stuff. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because our good friend Scott Sutherland is here, and we're going to kind of do a couple vids for you right now. One of myself, one of Scott, but I really think he's one of the few guys out there who's taking this genre of music to the next level and kind of doing it. We're gonna play a couple of vids right now. The first one is one of my tube and film stuff. I decided to do the theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and I cobbled this together, so I'm playing the flute parts, the trumpet parts, everybody's parts to kind of get through this. And then we're going to feature Mr. Scott Sutherland on his Misty Mountains video, which is really, really cool.
Okay.
I mean, for those of you who've seen The Hobbit, David, is it Shore?
Yeah, Howard Shore.
Howard Shore. Great music, great stuff, and I think Scott nails it. But we're going to augment after these vids, and so make sure you guys are listening all the way through, and we're going to feature a couple of charts by Mr. Scott Sutherland with the larger ensemble. So, Quinn, can we throw that up right now, please? Enjoy. Awesome. Just awesome. Just awesome. Don't want to step on Carl's horn. So, as most of you may know, that was a medley of the Gladiator music.
Gladiator.
And Mr. Hans Zimmer. And we got a second, man? Come on up here. Yeah. So, here's our golden boy, Scott Sutherland. And way to go on that chart, man.
Thanks, man.
Just absolutely lovely. And thank you so much for bringing that for us today. Can you let everybody know? We're going to do one more of his charts on the way out here, but can you let everybody know where they might be able to pick that up at?
Musicnotes.com is your resource for all things Scott Sutherland music.
So, do you have more? I mean, do you have a bunch of your charts?
Yeah,
up on that
I
site?
got probably 15 charts up there. Yeah,
that's great, man. And I want to thank you again for coming up today.
Of course. It's a pleasure.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about was you got to play in the Phil a couple weeks ago, right, man? And what an absolute gas that must have been at the Bowl, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen 8,000 people, 10,000 people together all in the same place in a very long time. So that was just absolutely amazing.
And the program was
fun.
fun.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. Yeah.
I mean, how is it sitting next to Mr. Lofton?
Oh, Lofton is. I mean, he's got kind of the best sound ever. And
his pitch is just unbelievable.
You know, you just kind of want to curl up inside of it and just take a nap. Yeah.
You know, you want to add into this on that, Mr. Tournquist? Here, no, you guys don't let him. You can have mine. Here you go.
We're crossing wires or something.
Yeah. Don't cross the streams. Yeah.
Well, I just, I don't know, John, if you're watching. John Lofton is just such a wonderful, wonderful player. He's a very quiet and reasoned man in my experience. And he doesn't say much, but when he does, you'd be very smart to listen. And what a wonderful player. He warms up, and you have no idea of the power that is yet to be unleashed as soon as the baton comes down. Isn't that right?
Oh, absolutely.
And there were some moments last night during, especially Capriccio Italian, where he just laid it down. And it was a beautiful thing. I was, okay, yes, sir, I'm going with you. And I know you know what I mean, Scott. And I can't say enough wonderful things about John Lofton. And it's just such a gift, to be able to play with next to him.
Yeah. And the whole section. I mean, that whole group. It's just,
there's a lot of depth in that orchestra.
Yeah.
A lot of wonderful players.
What a privilege.
Yeah. Well, but thank you again, Scott, for bringing your. I was lucky enough to record one of your charts for you. We did about a year ago, and we made that beautiful video. And I sent it out to a lot of my friends, and every one of them said it was just.
Well, shout out to my daughter Allie, who is behind one of these cameras right now, and she shot the whole thing, edited the whole thing, and she has her magic touch all over it. So.
I think she's the next Lena Wertmuller.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Let's hope.
No pressure. No pressure, Allie. All right.
I think she wants a pair of white sunglasses for Christmas, though.
I think one of the great things is Scott. I think you know this, but when you get to work with your kids, and how cool that really is. Tech Sergeant Quinn has been our guy now for how many shows? Quinn, 42, 43. 41. Okay. So 41 shows, and he's been doing all my vids for me too, and it's just like I absolutely just it's the best thing when we get to do our thing together. So once again, want to thank Scott Sutherland for being here and for bringing his charts. And Doug, let's uncross our streams. There we go. And the one guy that we haven't talked to yet is, come on up here, Phil. is the one and only Phil Keane. And today's show kind of evolved into this thing, and I called Phil the other day, and he was like, "Sure, man, love to do it," because we needed a really great euphonium player to pull some of this stuff off. But Phil, you're a great trombone player. I mean, wonderful trombone player.
Thank you.
Great. Basically, any weird brass instrument player guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the gig you're going, you got a rehearsal tonight, and you were telling me
I'm going to go play English baritone.
English baritone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go play English baritone.
That's kind of like a contradiction in terms, or
I think they just kind of took a baritone and threw it in the dryer, and it came out a lot smaller. That's usually what I refer to it as.
That's so awesome, man. And we can't thank you enough for being here today.
Sure.
It's just making everything great. Doug, you got anything for Phil? I mean, you guys have been working together quite a bit now, and especially during the pandemic, you guys were like the first ones back in session land, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we were lucky. We'd been probably working for about a year. We started back up in July. But Phil and I have been, we added it up, but it's darn near close to 40 years. We were in the Monk Band at Disneyland.
No, I was in the card band. You
were in the Monk Band. Yes. But then we were in the college band together.
The college program for a summer in 83.
83 at the Epcot Center. Right. And I remember those Christmas parades where we'd all be sitting around in that parking lot and back there, and everyone was practicing their concertos. I was mercilessly practicing the bozza, as I remember. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I also remember going out and get bad sushi, too, on the break.
Yeah.
Well, that was the time of bad sushi, wasn't it? It was new.
The 80s. Oh, well.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, too, Phil, was... you get to work with Mr. Holben a lot,
I get to
right?
work with Mr. Holben a lot, yeah.
And for those of you out there who don't know, you're teaching...
I'm teaching euphonium at Cal State Fullerton, and Mr. Holben is the tuba teacher at Cal State Fullerton.
So for those of you out there who are looking for a wonderful musician and a great euphonium and trombone player, which, in my opinion, is the best double in the world.
Well, thanks.
This is the guy right here, and you got Mr. Holben back here, too, teaching great stuff at tuba. So... don't forget about Fullerton. We're going to play one more tune for you. And first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week. And Doug, thank you so much for your time on this week. Guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Sounds just, what an easy show to put together when we got guys like this, right?
Yeah. Can I say just one thing?
Yeah, no, go. Okay.
First of all, I want to thank Local 7, the Local 7 American Federation of Musicians here in Santa Ana. This room has been magic for us. The sound here is just incredible. It's such a pleasure to play here, and it looks great, and it's just everything you could ever want. I also want to say, it's been incredible to work with our colleagues again. I was walking in the room. I thought, what is the good feeling in this room? Well, it's the sound of musicians hanging out before the concert. Everyone's having a good time and chatting, and we haven't been able to do that in about a year. And, about a year ago, I did not really believe in the live stream format, but I can see,
it's funny you brought that up.
Yeah?
I got a memory on my Facebook account the other day that I did my first live stream here.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Wow.
When the people here at Local 7 first got the stage together. I think, Quinn, were you still in college? Yeah, he was still in college. So that's when we first started figuring this thing out. And it was beta then. And here we are, 41 episodes in, and we're finally doing live music. And I can't even, I want to keep just doing this every week, man. It's just awesome. We're going to play one more tune for you. And as Doug kind of brought it up earlier, and so did Scott, they did a wonderful video of this particular tune. And John Williams, one of my favorite film composers and composers in general, wrote this for Saving Private Ryan. But I wanted to tell everybody out there that we'd like to dedicate it to everyone who's lost someone over the last 2 years. And I can tell you right now, I've lost a few, and miss you all a lot. And I thought this would be a wonderful way to end the show today. So catch us next week, same bat time, same bat channel, and we're going to come up with something else. I think we're going to do a home show next week, right? I think, yeah. Tech Sergeant Quinn's got some Disney stuff going on, so we're going to do a home show. And then the week after that, we're going to probably be doing a live brass quintet show. So everybody stay tuned. But like I said, this is just an awesome, awesome tune. And Scott Sutherland treated this with respect and dignity. And we're going to go on a somber note with Hymn from the Fallen. Stop laughing at me, Sutherland. All right, bring it. 2, 3.
Thank you.
See you next week.